A thick fog hangs over the Venetian lagoon. The mist is so dense that it feels like a shroud, hiding secrets and stories from the past. As the first light of dawn breaks through, the fog begins to lift, revealing a landscape that seems almost otherworldly. The waters are still, almost as if they are holding their breath, waiting for something to happen. Out of the mist, an island appears. It emerges slowly, as if reluctant to show itself, as if it knows the weight of its own history. This is no ordinary island, it is a place steeped in mystery and legend, Povglia. Even the name sounds spooky. It rolls off the tongue with a sense of foreboding, a whisper of the dark tales that have been told for generations. This island has been a silent witness to countless tragedies. It whispers of sadness and fear. The wind seems to carry the voices of those who once lived here, their stories etched into the very fabric of the island. Every rustle of the leaves, every creak of the old trees tells a tale of sorrow and loss. For hundreds of years, this island has seen terrible things. Wars, plagues, and countless other horrors have left their mark. The buildings, now in ruins, stand as silent witnesses to the past, their walls echoing with the memories of those who suffered here. Some people believe the island remembers these dark times. They say that the very ground is soaked with the sorrow and pain of those who came before. It's as if the island itself is alive, holding on to the memories of its tragic past. They say it can't forget. The structures, though decayed and broken, seem to hold on to the essence of the past. Every crack, every piece of crumbling stone tells a story of what once was. They say Povglia is a place where the line between the living and the dead is very thin. It's a place where the past and present coexist, where the spirits of those who once lived here still wander, unable to find peace. The island is so lonely, it's almost like it was planned that way. Its isolation adds to its eerie atmosphere, making it a place that feels cut off from the rest of the world. It's as if the island itself is a world apart, a place where time stands still, like it was designed to keep something in. The barriers and fences that surround the island seem to serve a purpose, as if they are there to contain something, to keep it from escaping into the world beyond. Or maybe to keep something out. Perhaps the barriers are there to protect the island from the outside world, to keep it safe from those who would disturb its peace. The broken-down buildings stand like scary guards watching over the lagoon. They seem to be keeping a silent vigil, their empty windows staring out over the water, as if they are waiting for something or someone. Their empty windows are like eyes staring into the souls of anyone who comes close. This is Povglia, a place where the past is never truly gone, where the echoes of history can still be heard, and where the shadows of the past still linger. This is the island of ghosts, a place where the living and the dead coexist, where the past and present are intertwined, and where the shadows of history still cast a long and eerie shadow over the present. The year is 1348. Europe is on the brink of an unprecedented catastrophe. The Black Death, a terrible sickness, is spreading across Europe. It's like a wildfire, consuming everything in its path. No one is safe, and the fear is palpable. Venice, a beautiful city known for its canals and vibrant life, is not safe. The plague does not discriminate. It strikes the rich and the poor alike. As more and more people die, a scary solution appears. Medieval doctors clad in eerie masks roam the deserted streets trying to combat an invisible enemy. Povglia, once a peaceful island, becomes a place to dump the bodies. The island, shrouded in mist, now serves as a grim reminder of the plague's reach. Sick people, dying people, and dead people are sent there. The island becomes a dumping ground for the afflicted, a place where hope is lost. They are left alone to die. Families are ripped apart, their cries echoing in the empty streets. The sense of despair is overwhelming. Loved ones are left to die alone. The isolation is unbearable, and the haunting images of lonely victims linger in the minds of those who survive. Their cries for help are lost in the screams of other suffering people. The chaos is unimaginable, with desperate people reaching out for any form of relief. The air smells like death. The stench of decay permeates the atmosphere, a constant reminder of the lives lost. The ground of Povglia becomes filled with sadness. Each step taken on the island is heavy with the weight of sorrow and loss. They say the island's ground is a mix of dirt and ashes from the huge fires that burned day and night. These fires were meant to cleanse, but they only added to the island's haunting aura. each fire a sign of the plague's deadly power. The dark plumes of smoke against the grey sky serve as a grim testament to the devastation wrought by the Black Death. Medieval manuscripts and illustrations capture the horror of the time, depicting scenes of suffering and death that words alone cannot convey. Today, Povglia stands as a silent witness to the past, overgrown and abandoned, a place where history's shadows linger. As the sun sets over the island, an eerie calm descends, a stark contrast to the chaos that once reigned. The Black Death's grip may have loosened, but its legacy endures. The plague finally goes away, but the silence it leaves behind is deafening, a stark contrast to the chaos and suffering that once filled the air. The island, once a bustling place of life and activity, now stands eerily quiet, as if holding its breath in mourning for the countless souls lost to the relentless disease. It leaves a scary silence. The fog rolls in, thick and heavy, as if trying to blanket the island in a shroud of forgetfulness. But the memories of what happened here are too strong to be erased. The mist only adds to the island's haunting atmosphere, making it seem like a place caught between the realms of the living and the dead. Povglia, once full of life, is now a giant graveyard. Nature has begun to reclaim the land, with vines and weeds creeping over the crumbling buildings and gravestones. The island is a stark reminder of the fragility of human life and the relentless march of time. From above, it looks like a forgotten relic, a place where the past refuses to stay buried. The island becomes another word for death. Its name is whispered in hushed tones, a place of dread and sorrow. The once vibrant community is now a ghost town, its streets and buildings standing as silent witnesses to the tragedy that unfolded here. The air is thick with a sense of loss, as if the island itself is mourning the lives that were cut short. It's a place people stay away from. The few who dare to venture close are met with warning signs and tales of ghostly apparitions. The island's dark reputation keeps most people at bay, a place where the living fear to tread. The rusty fences and decaying signs serve as a grim reminder of the island's tragic past. Fishermen won't even fish near the island. The waters around Povglia are avoided, as if the island's curse extends into the sea. The fishermen tell stories of strange occurrences, of nets coming up empty or filled with bones. The island's dark history has seeped into the very fabric of the place, making it a no-go zone for those who rely on the sea for their livelihood. They are afraid of catching bones in their nets. Scary stories begin. Tales of ghostly figures and eerie sounds fill the air, passed down from generation to generation. The island's haunted reputation grows with each retelling, a place where the line between reality and the supernatural blurs. The fishermen's fear is palpable, a testament to the island's enduring legacy of death and despair. Whispers of ghosts haunting the island spread quickly. The stories of restless spirits and ghostly apparitions become part of the island's lore. Visitors report feeling an eerie presence, as if they are being watched by unseen eyes. The wind carries whispers of the past, a chilling reminder of the lives lost and the souls that may still linger. So many people died on Povglia. The island's graveyards are filled with weathered tombstones and overgrown graves, a testament to the sheer number of lives lost. Each grave tells a story of suffering and loss, a reminder of the island's dark history. The desolate graveyards stand as silent witnesses to the tragedy that unfolded here, a place where the dead outnumber the living. Some say over 160,000 people took their last breath on this small island. The historical records are a grim reminder of the scale of the tragedy. Old, crumbling documents and somber memorials tell the story of a place overwhelmed by death. The sheer number of lives lost is staggering, a testament to the devastating impact of the plague. Their final resting place is a mass grave. The island's mass graves are a haunting sight, a stark reminder of the scale of the tragedy. The aerial view of the grave markers is a chilling sight, a field filled with the final resting places of countless souls. The mass graves stand as a testament to the island's dark history, a place where the dead outnumber the living. It's a scary reminder of how many people died. The island's memorials and tombstones are a chilling sight, a reminder of the sheer number of lives lost. The overgrown cemeteries and forgotten tombstones tell the story of a place overwhelmed by death. The island's dark history is etched into every stone, a place where the past refuses to stay buried. The island will always remember their deaths. The ruins and memorials stand as a testament to the lives lost, a place where the past is never forgotten. The dark, misty landscape adds to the island's haunting atmosphere, a place where the line between the living and the dead is blurred. The island's history is etched into every stone, a place where the past refuses to stay buried. Povglia, once a peaceful place, is now a haunted city of the dead. The abandoned buildings and haunting ruins tell the story of a place transformed by tragedy. The ghost town atmosphere is a chilling reminder of the lives lost and the suffering endured. The island's dark history is etched into every stone, a place where the past refuses to stay buried. It shows us how easily life can end, and how sickness doesn't care who it hurts. The decaying hospital and ancient quarantine site are a stark reminder of the fragility of human life. The dark, foreboding nature reclaiming the buildings adds to the island's haunting atmosphere. The island's history is a chilling reminder of the devastating impact of disease, a place where the past refuses to stay buried. The 1900s begin. People haven't forgotten Povglia's scary past. But the island gets used for something even worse. In 1922, a hospital for people with mental illnesses is built on the island. The large, scary building seems to reflect the island's dark history. Inside its walls, a new kind of horror begins. Patients say strange things happen, whispers in the night, cold spots that don't make sense, the feeling of being watched. The island's past seems to be part of the hospital itself. It's like the sad ghosts of the plague victims are still there. They seem to reach out from their graves to bother the living people inside the hospital. The Povglia Mental Hospital has a doctor. We don't know his name, but we know about his terrible experiments. He does cruel things because he wants to understand the human mind. His methods are brutal lobotomy, electroconvulsive therapy. He hurts his patients terribly. The doctor starts to go crazy. He says the ghosts of Povglia are haunting him. They whisper to him, they tease him, and they make him even more crazy. He can't tell what's real anymore. He becomes a prisoner of the island just like his patients. The doctor's reign of terror ends suddenly. Driven crazy by his own experiments and the island's ghosts, he kills himself. He jumps from the bell tower. Some say the ghosts pushed him. The bell tower is quiet now, but people say that on quiet nights, when the wind blows, you can still hear the bell ringing. It reminds us of the doctor's death and the dark things that happen on Povglia. The island takes another victim. Today, Povglia is empty. The Italian government says no one can go there. The island's scary past and the stories of ghosts have made it a forbidden place. But because it's so isolated, people are even more interested in it. Fishermen stay away. Locals tell stories about the island's curse. But even with the warnings, people who want to understand Povglia's mysteries still go there. People who explore abandoned places, ghost hunters, and people who are interested in dark things risk getting in trouble with the police and the island's ghosts to see this place where history and horror meet. People who go to Povglia say strange things happen. Cold spots, weird noises, the feeling of being watched, electronics stop working. Batteries die quickly, cameras take strange pictures. Some people say they hear the cries of the plague victims. Others say they feel unseen hands touching them. Is it just their imagination? Is it the island's scary history making them think these things, or is it something more? Could it be that the many people who suffered and died on Povglia can't rest? Do their ghosts wander the island, unable to escape the terrible things that happen to them? Povglia reminds us of the bad things humans can do to each other. The island's history is full of pain, madness, and death. It's a place where it's hard to tell what's real, what's a legend, and what's paranormal. Is Povglia really haunted, or is its scary reputation just because of hundreds of years of fear, isolation, and people seeing things that aren't there? The answer, like the island itself, is a mystery. Maybe some truths are better left alone. Maybe some places are better left unexplored. Povglia, the island of ghosts, keeps its secrets. It's a place where the past won't stay dead, and where the echoes of suffering still haunt the present.